Testing. Hello. Alright there, folks. Welcome to the game between Neolution Esports and DD0G. Apologies for that awkward start. There was a little bit of a technical error there with the microphone and all, but we are finally in. So yeah, let's get right into it. First few picks and bans for the day are gonna be let's see. So we've got Monarch and Ophelia for the side of DD0G here. And Clanks and Polywalk from the side of Neolution rather. So a bunch of just pretty general picks, general bans coming out here from both sides. From the side of Neolution here, of course, looking to ban out the Poly, perhaps looking to prevent somewhat of a strong push lineup coming out from the side of DD0G here. Perhaps looking to get a little bit more farm onto their heroes and have less of that pressure onto their lanes for them. So perhaps looking to build around that. Although once again we see a lot of ganking heroes as we did a few months back. So Fate and Bombardier still gonna be top picks here for the side of Neolution. Not too sure how much the meta has changed up in recent times with the recent patch change of heroes like Dampier especially gonna be in the spotlight nowadays. We have seen Neolution use Dampier in quite a few of their just casual scrims against other teams. So looking to see if he will be picked up here. No priority to ban him out at all. Perhaps still not enough of a factor here to in these competitive actual higher level competitive games. Possibly due to the fact that he does need quite a bit of a strong early start for him to snowball and become an absolute monster. But yeah, so far no focus on that Dampier at all. Meanwhile, let's look at the picks of this Legion side here. We've got Belphegor, Tundra, Madman, and Pearl. Lots and lots of still a fair bit of lane presence coming out from them. Actually, Madman, of course, a carry that ramps up. Still, I'd say more than Puppet Master in this sense. So, there in the early game, Neolution's gonna have to still watch out for what what Legion here, the side of DD0G can bring to the table in terms of early skirmishes and team fights. Lots of disengage as well, of course, with that Tundra ult to perhaps not just with Tundra and his birds, excuse me, to scout out the enemy, scout out enemy movements. Does still work through, does review Veiled Rod, I believe. Yeah, still does. And of course, you're gonna have that Pearl Preservation Bubble to prevent those Hellborn heroes from just collapsing onto the side of the Legion. So yeah, lots of disengage, and similarly, we're gonna see a similar pick here in the form of Vindicator here for the side of Hellborn. Once again, lots and lots of heroes that are here that want to fight, if not try to counter initiate in terms of an earlier team fight or skirmish. Very aggressive picks from both sides. Blitz as well here, gonna be the last pick, the support pick, of course, for the side of DD0G. And yeah, as far as we can see from the just the picks and especially the bans in general, nothing too out of the ordinary here in terms of how these pro games have been playing out in recent times. So not too much of a difference in terms of what these players are looking at to utilize and ban out in these games. Of course, Lord Salfor is gonna be the very last pick here, going out to Zlapped, so it doesn't seem like
let's get it on.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're going to be focusing on trying to stall the game out too much here. Very aggressive picks coming out from both of these teams.
my side.
And we're gonna jump to. Is it working? Alright, it seems like the game will not require a remake here. But since we've got the time, let's just jump right into the teams themselves and who's playing what. On the side of Legion, playing for Team D-Dog, we have Tart on that Belphegor, Kenompang on the Tundra, Serbat on that aggressive blitz support, for Foam on that Pro, and finally IPX on the core Madman. Meanwhile, on the side of Hellborn, playing for Neolution Esports, we have Zlapped on the Lord South Forest, Sakurada on that Vindicator, 5678 on Bombardier, Raditz on the Puppet Master, and Lord Makeo on that Fate. So once again, it seems like Hellborn has a lot of snowballing to do here in this this laning phase, at least, especially really, to be able to just kind of tangle with the strength that this Hellborn lineup can provide in those later middle stages here. And still waiting on this game to resume for now. Not too sure what's the issue as of now, but we will. The game should resume soon enough, I'd expect. Alright, once again a little bit of a technical pause did go underway, but we will jump right back into the game here. Start off, we've got a bunch of wards for the lanes themselves here. Pearl gonna be warding out the jungle area to watch for those rotations, possibly from the top lane towards the top lane, I suppose. Madman gonna be that solo offlaner here. Priority gonna go to Belphegor actually, or perhaps. Oh, they're swapping out the names. Okay, so it's gonna be a Pearl Madman top, I suppose. Perhaps even a tri lane if Tundra doesn't need the help Kanompang on that middle lane. Seems like the lanes will be quite flexible here. Little bit of a strange, unorthodox setup, but seems like Legion side will be happy to move as they see fit. Meanwhile, wards up will be another there will be another ward here on the middle lane to help out well, Tundra as well. So Tundra should have a fairly decent time on lane. Oh, spoke too soon. Should be the Bombardier middle here against him. Lord Zlapped is looking to go towards bottom, maybe? Maybe it will be an uncontested Belphegor. So it will be tri-lane versus tri-lane in the end, on top lane. And solo offlaners here on the bottom lane. Yeah, seems like that way. Seems like it's gonna be that way. Tundra gonna suffer quite a bit here against the harass that 5, 6, 7, 8 can push out with Bombardier. Can't really contest that lane too much here. Yeah, looking to that top lane for that bloodlust kill potential. Legion side already gonna de-ward that lane ward place there, but wasn't too deep anyway, so wasn't gonna provide too much vision assistance for the side of Hellborn. Meanwhile, Vindicator does rotate out towards that middle lane. A little bit of a curious movement here to help out that Bombardier. 5, 6, 7, 8 doesn't seem like he really needs the assistance, perhaps just to help him control the rune up a little bit. And yeah, he will be guarding that top rune for now. Oh, but it seems like Vindicator does kind of want to move towards that middle lane. Is spotted out by the Tundra bird, so will move his way back towards the side of the Hellborn river setup, but seems like he really was looking for a kill there. Not sure if they would have had the damage with Bombardier just at level 3, and of course Vindicator having gained no extra levels at all. Yeah, Vindicator just moseying on around these around the river rune areas here. Not really finding much out of his rotations, but we'll go to the bottom lane to perhaps set XP and just share it out with Zlapped, which is kind of a strange thing to do here. I mean, Vindicator does need his experience, but I mean, Lord Zlapped, you wouldn't want to fight a Zlapped for experience. He wants to get his 6 as fast as possible, max out that Mortissima, and push down those lanes. So, a bit of a questionable movement, and yeah, we will see him move right out of that lane here. But still, nothing much to be done for him, unfortunately. So we'll try to find out that Belphegor and mess with his farm as much as he can. But yeah, as a result, Zlapped is gonna be getting all that juicy experience to himself here. Gonna hit level 5 already after this ballista here. Level 6 coming right around the corner here. Looking to be very, very scary should the Hellborn side choose to ramp up the team fights. Meanwhile, top lane, having lost their lane control just a little bit, I suppose, have moved towards the jungle to farm just a little bit. At least for Puppet Master's case. Fate will pick up an illusion rune, moving towards bottom lane. Looks like there will be an engagement soon here. Blitz 2 comes to that bottom lane to help Belphegor out, but it does not seem like they are too bent on that engagement. Bombardier will move back to middle to continue his farm, so nothing too exciting happening just yet.
Take that, wet face!
Whipper!
For now, at least, everybody seems to be just happily farming away. Bombardier, looking to be the best. Looking to be doing the best in terms of cube kills, almost just surpassed by Tundra with thanks to those ancients, but really nothing much happening right now. Both sides still to help out on farming to start a team fight here. No one really has the gold advantage over the other to try to go for a ballsy engagement, I suppose. With both South Forest and Bombardier at level 6 here, sitting on middle lane, they are a presence to be reckoned with, but will not proceed to push down that tower too quickly. Meanwhile, Balfagor, together with all his other teammates, will start pushing down that bottom tower. Tier 1 to fall immediately here. Hellborn side, South Forest and Bombardier both hiding, Bombardier especially hiding around the tree line, waiting to try to catch him off guard, but they might commit to this push. Tundra Bird, Shiver will scout out those trees. 5, 6, 7, 8 does take the safe play and gets right out of there. Rest of the Hellborn side though, choosing not to try to defend against this tier 2 push. Instead, Fate does try to push on middle lane, will get stopped by the TP of Tundra, but nothing much to be accomplished here just yet. Hellborn side do ward off the push for now, but defense tower tier 2 is already on about half health.
Take that, wet face!
And Legion side continue to just passively just push a little bit more right now. Hellborn doesn't really want to deal with this. They commit about 3 heroes, but Puppet Master and Fate themselves do try to still push the other lane solo, so... Vindicator still level 4, Tundra level 7. Does see him there on the high ground, so will not commit to any sort of gank onto Bombardier. Well, to look now, Tundra and Blitz both smoked out. Blitz does get the Veil Rod popped by Vindicator, will go onto him. Tundra does commit the ultimate as well. With the piercing shots, will take him down with little to no effort. Blitz now on the run, level 5, does have the bomb on himself, will speed himself up, but it will not be enough. Ulti of Bombardier drops right onto his hit. Tundra now chasing Bombardier down in the tree line with the vision from Shiver. Shiver will die, though Fate forced to back off a little bit. Tundra now does have the Undying onto him, very low health. Might just fall here to that DPS. Tries to deny himself to the stacked easy camp. Unfortunately, will not be able to do so. Fate, meanwhile, sitting behind that Pearl. Pearl has to be careful with how she moves. But Foam still getting spotted out by that Fate. Does not have enough mana for the stun though, or the Q rather. Bombardier will just have enough mana for that stun with the mana battery. Did not see those charges there, but will be an easy pick off for Fate with the help of Bombardier. But Belfagor comes in right with the ultimate here. Hell on New York drops onto the head of Fate, and Fate will fall in exchange. And a nice little skirmish to kick things off results in a few fatalities for either team. 2 and 3 to be specific, favoring the side of Hellborn. And Neolution do take a tier 1 tower in the mix as well, so nice little gold swing for them, I would imagine. Bombardier now sitting on a healthy 475 GPM. Does already have the first component of his Staff of the Master. Looking to build into that ASAP. Global presence ganking as we usually see with a Bombardier, especially with especially when comboed with the terror that is a Fade. And Fade, yeah, looking to combo well with that Bombardier, going to pick up, going for a more defensive line of items here, going straight for that Mystic Vestments after these Striders, to be able to be somewhat frontliney and at least get frontliney to set up that gank and get right out after without losing her life. But Bombardier will smoke up immediately once again. Fate does have that reflection up for her. Moving together with Lord South Forest here, who will simply just go back into farming, I suppose. But nothing really to be found here. Bombardier does pop that double damage rune as well. He wants a kill and he wants it bad. Let's go around the edge of this Legion jungle area. Wards do not spot any of them out. Fade will run up towards that high ground. Might get spotted, will get spotted out in fact by that ward from Sir Bats. Bombardier coming in with all the damage, but the Pro Preservation Bubble will keep Belphegor alive as well. Undying, no damage thanks to that bubble. And it will be a turnaround kill. Nicely baited out there. Fate never suspected a thing. Ward on the high ground by Sir Bats. Totally turned that engagement right around. Meanwhile, Kanon Pang has not committed his ulti in that engagement, does want more, smokes up himself. Kurl is smoked up as well, will not be seen. Puppet Master has to be careful here, might get spotted out by Shiver. And indeed he will be trying to go for that Ancients, he doesn't suspect a thing. Will get stunned up by Blitz, the ulti from Tundra will get dropped on his head and he will fall. Tundra now on the run here, Blitz does not have the quicken until now, but it will not be enough. The bomb from Bombardier will finish Tundra off, and Blitz now on the run. Madman might try to help him out, but barely any mana to speak of. Now does have enough, but doesn't seem like they will be getting Blitz in this engagement. Fate though, Burning Shadows does miss, unfortunately, and Blitz will be able to get right out of there. But this should spell a free tier 1 tower for the side of Hellborn, so Neolution gonna be quite happy with that trade. Meanwhile, speaking of towers, Belphegor looking to push down middle once again. Bombardier right on his tail. Should have the range for that sticky bomb with the slow as well. Will be dropped onto his head, but he will blow it up straight up. So no extended stun duration for them to catch up with him, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Puppet Master, just doing Puppet Master things, does not want to engage too early with the rest of his team. Already has that Outbones and is trying to farm himself up a storm here. 0-1 and 0, not doing too well in terms of kills, but catching up with a decent and slowly increasing 390 GPM on himself right now. Tundra once again looking to be aggressive here, Shiver, but no, steals a whole bunch of creeps, or at least tries to, from South Forest. Fortunately, Morsatisima is way too much damage against that Tundra. So yeah. Meanwhile, Fate will skirt around the edge of this Legion jungle once again. Does spot out the Tundra, goes aggressively onto him with that Bombardier ult. Staff of the Master already completed, didn't even notice, that was pretty quick. That was a quick bunch of Qs, quick bunch of kills, excuse me. It gave him a lot of gold, so Bombardier already gonna start raining hell onto his enemies with that global ult. And South Forest at the same time, after that Helm of the Black Legion, already has that portal key onto him as well. So Hellborn side looking very, very scary here. That snowball potential that we were talking about. Seems like they've kind of hit their stride at this point of time. So team fights, or at least small skirmishes and pickoffs, will be ramped up to the extreme here, coming from that Fate and Puppet Master Fate and Bombardier combo, excuse me, especially. Meanwhile, Madman on the opposite end here, looking for his own farming item, Rune Cleaver, getting close to that Rune Cleaver really. Let's have a surplus of 400-ish gold on himself. A little bit more ought to do it. And but it's not gonna help much in these engagements. He's not gonna be able to be much of a presence against this Hellborn team that's just looming over the entirety of Legion. Belphegor might get caught out here as well, but 3 heroes are sitting behind him. Neolution have to be careful here at this is a bait coming out from Belphegor, but the rest of the heroes will reveal themselves as well, and Hellborn will just fall right back, it seems. Puppet Master going deeper into the jungle to avoid getting caught by the approaching Legion team. And the rest of Hellborn will play quite aggressively, as quite defensively rather as well, holding ground around that tier 2 tower. The whole team is there as well. Bombardier will be smoked up again. Belphegor, just being the huge face tank that he is, already pops the barrier idol, tanking up that tower with the minions here, looking to take it down ASAP and just back right off. So Fortress will get stunned up a little bit, but we'll be fine for now. Sitting around there, spamming out the more Certissimas, holding them back just a little bit more, and the tower will not get denied. Catapult actually gets the kill on the tower. Lots of Fortress will get caught out here. Ulti from Tundra drops right onto it. Belphegor ultimate onto 4. Huge damage coming out from him. The ultimate from Bombardier as well catches onto about 4 heroes, but it will not be enough. 3 of them remain standing, and they take Fate right down. It's a 4-for-2 trade here. Puppet Master on the run, doesn't have an item to his name for a team fight, and will not be able to do anything at all in that situation. Didn't even get the chance to use his ultimate there. Too much chaos, too much firepower coming out from the side of Legion. And unfortunately, he really just couldn't help out his team at all. And that's a real problem with going straight up opponents just like that without any team fight items prior. But it felt like Legion's side just had the space to jump right onto Hellborn, and he couldn't do much. He just collapsed under the weight of that rapid fire initiation, and of course the ultimate of Belphegor to really seal the deal over there. Of course, Hellborn side do have to start playing from behind right about now. They can't afford to be carelessly sitting around towers anymore. They either have to come into a full defense or try to look for 1 or 2 important pickoffs on heroes to try to break apart the push of that Legion side. But just look at how afraid the Hellborn side are. Bombardier 5, 6, 7, 8 tosses the sticky bomb out and forces it immediately PK out for fear of getting caught again. Belphegor once again at the helm of that push, leading his team. All 5 Legion heroes here trying to push on that tier 2 tower, but they back off. Surprisingly, they don't want to take that that second engagement. Suppose the area wasn't warded out. Seems like the top lane wasn't warded out for the engagement either, so just supposedly seems like Legion just want to take the safe play here. They don't try to commit for that middle tower too much. Seems like they do realize that they pretty much want that team fight on top, off the back of Lords of Forest being caught out of position, being able to take him down and control him out real quick, so he couldn't do much in those team fights. So Hellborn, with a better setup, Legion still do not wanna play right into their hands. So they take the smart move, and they just back off for now. And the teamfight items are really coming out for this Hellborn side. I mean, look at Blitz. Already has that Astrolabe on top of the Energizer as a support Blitz, as a roaming Blitz rather. And Madman, despite the lack of teamfight items, still has more utility than Puppet Master just now with just his Outbones. Although that is now solved somewhat with that Assassin Shroud. So gonna be able to weave through those enemy lines just much more. And hopefully help his team control up some enemies and burst some people down, hopefully. But Legion side, they regroup for another push down the middle lane. Tier 2 tower is less than half health, so they should be able to do this. Bombardier will catch out Tundra with the help of Fate as well. Legion side, they didn't ward it out to catch him, but Bombardier will get destroyed on the back of that as a return kill, and Fate to fall as well. So 2-for-1 trade in exchange for that Tundra kill. Wasn't that worth it? Without the power of that Bombardier, they can't defend as well against the push that is to come. Kongor will be taken for free pretty much by this Legion side as well. So questionable decision to try and, you know, just burst Tundra straight down like that. They lose a Kong in exchange. But the respawn times, excuse me, are pretty short at this stage of the game still. So Bombardier is up to be able to try and help defend, but they will just give that tier 2 tower up. They weren't 100% sure of the Hellborn Legion side's numbers on that middle lane, so they did not commit. Though Legion side took a safe play and made use of that uncertainty to just straight up push the other lane. So Madman already on his BKB with that token, extremely tanky here, will not be taken down in these team fights very easily at all. Looking to be quite a presence here. Fate will spot out Belphegor, does not know that Pearl is smoked out right in the vicinity here. Does spot out Madman as well. A few spells being tossed out here does scare Fate back just a little bit, but Belphegor will use that just to accumulate more corpses for more minions. And tier 2 tower on that bottom lane for the Hellborn side will be the next victim of this push. Belphegor once again just leading the charge with just Madman and Pearl sitting behind him. Blitz 2 come and join up his team soon as well, but not even necessary at this point in time. And it really feels like this is the point of time where D-Dog have to transition in, have to keep applying the pressure onto these lanes. The problem is when you hit that tier 3 defense tower on the high ground, it gets harder and harder to push, and at that point of time you give that Puppet Master the space and the time that he needs to just ramp up his items just a little bit more with a little bit extra farm. And it gives Hellborn more and more time to try and catch up here. Even with the pushes, it isn't that much of a lead for this Hellborn side. Oh, meanwhile, Blitz will spot out that Fate, but Fate gets the PK out just in time. Tundra, unfortunately, did not get the avalanche onto her. So Lord Mikhail will be able to PK out just in the nick of time there. Without that Fate kill, they're gonna be on their toes here once again. They do know that he doesn't have his ulti for, you know, perhaps a few more seconds, 20 more to be exact. But for now, they don't have to be too wary about Fade. And, Belphegor once again goes right onto that tier 3 tower with the minions. And it is falling pretty quickly here. Lots of Forest Slap gonna get caught out in the front lines. But still too tanky to be bursted down simply by 1 or 2 heroes. Shiver searching out the tree line for the Hellborn heroes will not be able to spot out much. But we'll give a little bit of extra flying vision here by the sidelines.
Take that, wet face!
Belphegor here does have that Ice Brand with him as well. Very, very tanky. Self-Force once again Zlapped caught out, baiting out rather. Fade drops a stun onto the head of Belphegor, but there is not enough to stop that push. Madman will just tank up the sticky bomb, doesn't even care, goes right onto that tower still. Undying dropped onto his head. The first major teamfight ultimate committed onto Madman will force them back somewhat. Madman dropping pretty low here. But still does have that outer parasite for lifesteal, just needs a little bit of time, drinks up all the pots he can as well, that rejuvenation potion and the health potion healing him up rapidly. And round 2 of the push will begin here. Defense tower falling really, really low, should fall any time now. Glyph will keep it alive just a little bit longer, but the counter push will not be able to stop that as well. Revor dropped on the ground, so Madman will not have the benefit of that Invis to try to build him out in a skirmish, but he will fall. Token will get activated. Belphegor, Puppet ulti onto his head. So much damage in conjunction with Bombardier's ultimate. Hell on Nerve as well. Bombardier drops really, really low with Tundra ult and the cold shoulder. One more barrel roll ought to do it, and Madman will pick up that kill onto Bombardier. Immediate buyback though. TP in, Forest chases in aggressively. He's bailed out by Pearl. Bubble does not bounce anyone back, but will preserve them just a little bit longer. And IPX and Pearl as well. Both Madman and Pearl will get bursted down immediately. Blitz now on the run. Haste Rune in the nick of time, but will get Storm Spirited up by Lord Forest for the time being, but it will not be enough. Sticky Bomb from Bombardier will miss, and Blitz just gets the run right out of there. Close call there for Blitz. And Legion side perhaps seeming to have overstayed their welcome here. They do take the tier 3 tower. Well, somewhat. Technically it was denied, but the tower will fall. But the rest of Hellborn side get a nice trade-in onto them for just 1, I believe. Just onto 5, 6, 7, 8, who was forced to buy back. Somewhat of a wasted buyback here coming out from him, but still will have enough cash to afford that extra Sand Scepter on top of his other 2 core items. Not too much in the way of progression here, but will be pretty useful to purge out buffs like you know, like the Quicken, and well, not like it's gonna matter because that's gonna just bind them out anyway. So a pretty good pickup here coming out for Bombardier. And Hellborn, they want that lane of Rex, grouping up on that bottom lane again for yet another push. Legion side trying to push out top as much as they can. They do have TPs and are preparing for another engagement on top of that bottom Rex here. Puppet Master is smoked up with the additional assassin shot as well. Does not want to get spotted out by any wards. Creeps right onto the melee Rex. About a third of its health remaining here. Belphegor will get caught out with the stuns as well. So much control onto his head, and with the ultimate and the crit from Puppet Master, he will get annihilated. Pearl on the run here with Blitz as well. A sliver of health on him. One more right click on to do it. Bombardier does not turn for the extra right click, and he will survive. Tundra now on the run inside the preservation bubble, but it will not be enough. One more right click, Fate will get that kill. Madman and Blitz. Blitz still with a sliver of health running around, and the last right click from Bombardier will finish him off. What are you doing, Blitz? And it results in a 4-for-1 trade here. Although they took down Puppet Master, it was a brilliant defense coming out here for the side of Neolution. And D-Dog are repelled completely in this case Melee Rex doesn't even fall, sitting on about a third of its health here. And Disaster strikes for this Legion side. The push, it's strong, but the team fight just isn't enough, unfortunately, at this point of time. The Bombardier ult in these team fights are just wrecking them completely. I mean, even someone as tanky as the Belphegor is going down to the combination of that Puppet ult with the Bomb ult. So, I mean, after that, you just lose your main tank. I mean, the rest of the team can go in, but they're not going to be able to do much else in terms of face tanking and trying to push the issue. Fade now on the aggressive, spotting out some of these Legion heroes trying to go for the farm. Hellborn, they now know that Legion are trying to play a little bit more passively here. We're not trying to push the issue once again. So, top lane, Tundra gets caught out by the Fade combination, and the Shadow Poison from Fade's ultimate will be enough to take him out. 1 down, 4 to go here. Fade might get caught out. The Blitz stun does not come out soon enough. Vision not onto Fade just quickly enough, unfortunately, and she will get that TP out. And the combination of Bombardier and Fade still taking apart heroes across the map. And I mean, on someone as important as Tundra here for initiation, Legion side is gonna have a problem without him if they want to try to jump onto any given hero here.
Too many cookies. Delicious creations.
Fade will not get spotted by Shiver here. Lots of Forest aggressive PK in to perhaps bait out. Tundra jumps straight on the Puppet Master here. Lots of Forest jumping to try to chase him down. BKB already popped Storm Spirit onto the Tundra here. Undying not yet committed, but will do so right now on the Tundra. Bombardier on the run, but will get destroyed and run down by the combination of Bombardier and Madman. Safor is now getting controlled out. Blitz ultimate onto his head. No speed at all, and he will get decimated once again by that swarm of units here. And Belphegor transitions right into that Kong pit. Rest of his team sitting right behind him, looking for more. Fade on the run right now. Sandwich in between Pearl and Blitz. Goes for the bubble, but will not hit. Fade Burning Shadows. It will be a turn onto him and absolutely deleted off the map by that Puppet Master crit. Fade sitting inside that tree line does have full vision of Belphegor, but will not commit. Bombardier looking for more inside the cockpit, but will not be able to find anyone else. Meanwhile, Legion side, they do fall back once again into their jungle. Belphegor has already finished up his Frostwolf Skull, so much more teamfight presence coming out from him, as well as tankiness here. Fade once again scouting things out. Will not get spotted out by any wards at all. All the wards on this map have been missing Fade here. And rather, there aren't that many wards on the map to spot him out. Unfortunately, while very useful against smokes, Shiver will not be able to spot out an ulted Fade. So Fade will just bring herself right back to base. 7 more seconds until Reflection is up again, and Hellborn, they will group up for a side push on that middle lane. They don't see Legion side on any of these lanes, so it should be somewhat obvious that they're going for the Kong. I mean, they have been farming the jungle up, so it could have been the case, but Hellborn side seemingly don't suspect this at all. I mean, they could really just go for a team fight here and just take him apart at the Kong pit. Vindicator does have his ultimate here on 40 whole charges.
Too many
And meanwhile, Vindy does have his own elk bones here. Are kind of built up already, looking to go into that that refresher orb ASAP. Oh, but don't look too soon. Madman does have that wing bolt onto him. Very, very scary right about now. But they do need him to focus down key heroes like that Puppet Master, just raining absolute hell onto the rest of his team. Meanwhile, Fate sitting in that tree line does spot out the pro, goes for the solo kill attempt with Bombardier. Once again, another easy pickup for her. PK's out right into the hands of Belphegor. Undying dropped onto the hit of Madman here, trying to stop him. But with the BKB, there will be no additional follow-up damage, and he will just decimate Fate. Meanwhile, Bombardier getting caught out here in the middle lane as well. Tundra jumps right onto his hit for an easy pickup as well. A nice transition kill for this Legion lineup. And they will follow that up with a push. Moving right onto that bottom lane, they want that Rex really, really badly still. Creep wave is somewhat far away though. And Belphegor looking to push up on that top lane will get caught out himself. Salforus right onto him. But the Frostwolf Skull will prompt them to back off somewhat. They look to go back to that bottom lane to try to defend against the push onto that Rex, but there will be enough time. Madman goes onto the Rex, but the glyph will come out. No mana on him at all, thanks to Fate's call here. Will pop the token right about now. Does not have his BKB for another 5 seconds here. Puppet Master has his own BKB. Tries to tangle with the Madman, but will not be able to do so. So much damage from the Madman going right onto Puppet Master, but it will not be enough. Chases down Vindicator instead, but will not commit fully. Goes right back onto the Rex. Rest of the team just focusing down those buildings here. And one Rex and another will be soon to fall. And it seems like Legion might continue to commit really. 4 heroes on that Hellborn side. But with 5 on the Legion side, they still have so much teamfight presence. All their ultimates are up except for Madman's. Seems like he will be pretty okay with that as well. Not like he really needs it all that much in these engagements with the damage and control that the rest of his teammates have.
Chop! Too many cookies.
And suddenly there's a huge problem for Raditz, as Raditz on his Puppet Master does have that shrunken hit, but goes right for a Null Zone. Rather strange item pickup here for him. I mean, with that BKB, he's been controlling of enemies just fine, and Tundra hasn't even been focusing him down. In fact, Tundra's been trying to catch out Bombardier and Zlapped. And on that Salforus, the heroes who've really been just out of position here. With how safe Puppet Master has been playing, sitting in those backlines, he doesn't really need to worry about, any like Tundra out on him at all. So rather questionable item pickup here coming out from him. In fact, it's Madman that he's having a trouble dealing with. That Wingbow Madman just jumping right onto him to fight him, to man fight him straight up in these team fights. Hellborn's side looking ready for a skirmish once again around the mouth of their base, middle lane. Rest of the Hellborn side just skirting around the edges here. Madman yet to join them. So will pop his ultimate here. But the engagement will begin. Belphegor caught out once again with the bomb ult. It will not be enough, but a few more right clicks ought to do it. Undying still on top of his hit. Preservation bubble dropped as well to keep him alive just a little bit longer, but more Satisima will be enough. Zlapped jumps right in to kill him off over there, but will pay the price with his own life. Fate forced to try and TP out. There will not be enough control for her. It will just be a 1-for-1 trade. The tanks of both sides killing each other off here, or rather getting killed off. in Zlapped's case. Such an aggressive jump onto Belphegor here. Perhaps that was a pretty good choice after all. Did stop the push without that Belphegor, and and with his ultimate and those minions, it's still gonna be pretty hard for this Legion side to sustain a strong push. But it seems to be the problem with this Legion lineup here. All that farm is going on to Belphegor and Madman. Madman does have a heart on top of everything, so we'll be very, very tanky in these team fights, trying to weave around everyone to get to that Puppet Master. But with the rest of his team being focused down, it's just a matter of time before they just whittle the entire team down and just leaving just Madman to control up, and very easily at that. Pearl does have a Storm Spirit of her own here. Belphegor getting more charges for his minions here. We'll go right onto the tower once again. Preservation Bubble used immediately. Seems like they want the tower desperately. And the Lords of Forest forced to pop his BKB already. Stun from the Fate will catch out the Pro getting bursted down and will get decimated once again. Puppet Master does not commit his ult just yet. That was just a Bombardier. Oh, and the ultimate from Belphegor, so much damage, blows up Puppet Master immediately, and there goes most of your physical damage. Lords of Forest to follow soon after. Fate on the front lines here trying to catch them out, but the stun will not catch off the escaping Blitz here. Fate solo on health, about 140 to his name, trying to run back into the well to heal up ASAP to continue and try and stun out and defend against this push. But Madman going in aggressively on the Bombardier, pops his Void Talisman for now, so we'll be okay. Fate stuns out onto the Madman with the extra damage, but will PK out immediately for fear of getting chased out herself. And speaking of getting chased down, Vindicator will get blown out by yet another was it another ult? Should it be? No, it wasn't on cooldown, but it seemed like it. That was really weird. But yeah, the push just overruns all of Neolution here, and without ample damage and just AoE damage, especially to try and stop that push, they can't do anything. Game 1 will be taken by the side of D-Dog here. And stay tuned, folks. We will be going into game 2 pretty shortly here.